Lucky drivers on. They came here to win $12,000 and put on a show for you, the fans. Wave your hat at program, the kid next to you, whatever you got. Coming off a corner 4 wide. This is the 9th annual Canadian Sprint Car Nationals, brought to you by Aero Express.
All right, Craig, let's hear it.
White flag coming out next time around, and we'll go green flag racing. Tommy, this is the race we wait for all season long. I'm excited. How about you?
Yeah, definitely some nerves up here in the tower, some nerves behind the wheel of these cars. Couldn't ask for a better front row. 5 of the 8 feature wins in the Canadian Nationals, right there on the front row between Steve Poirier and Shane Stewart.
2x2, 15 rows of beautifully prepared sprint cars ready to come to life. Steve Poirier, Shane Stewart on the front row. Ladies and gentlemen, you came looking for a show. Well, here you go. Let's end all the anticipation as we bring to you our feature presentation.
So here we go. Poirier into turn 1 on the bottom, Stewart in the middle, and now they switch grooves. Stewart to the inside of Bilodeau, upside down in turn 1.
The youngster Jan Bilodeau goes on his roof, lays on his side, up to the high side of corner number 2, and very quickly we go to the red flag. Jan Bilodeau on his side, up in corner number 2 in the high side. Clinton Jeffrey going up the banking to have a look.
Top wing's all gone here on the Bilodeau. 1, 2, 3. The left rear is damaged as well. I think this is probably going to be the end of the night on here, as he is going to have a lot of work to do on this 123. Put him back on all wheels, and he is okay though, guys.
Well, that's good to hear from Bilodeau, but guys, I don't know if you caught it. He just kind of went in. It almost looked like he hooked the roof, but there aren't any other racetracks. He just went in and got it tipped on the right side, maybe a little soft on the right rear, and it just got bobbling and bouncing.
So they will have to bring the tow truck here and tow him in from the back. Jan working his way out of the 123. A-okay, but the car was beautiful. Now it's got a lot of broken up parts.
Backed up 2x2, ready to try it again. The first try was insane, so we'll do it again. The Canadian Sprint Car Nationals, take 2.
So here we go again. Poirier and Stewart going to play a chess match into turn 1. This time Stewart to the top, Poirier to the bottom, and Poirier gets a better run down the backstretch.
Man, they're juking and diving around there through mid-pack. And so far, clean and green. Little contact there between Scott Kruder and Dustin Daggett mid-pack.
Yeah, some close racing back there. 3 and almost 4 wide a couple times. Alain Bergeron gets crossed up in 2. Here comes Poirier back to the front around Stewart, but Stewart's strong on the outside.
What a battle at the front. Shane Stewart leads that lap. Lap number 2. Poirier right there in his tire tracks, bobbles a bit in corner 1, and that allows Shane Stewart to gain some real estate on second place.
A long feature race, still 33 laps left to go, and traffic is going to decide this. And right now, Stewart setting a pretty good pace. Poirier not letting him get away. Back in the pack. Some contact again back there.
Shane Stewart is your leader. Steve Poirier in second. Dylan Swiernick right now running third. Mikey Krutchka in fourth. And the battle is for fifth. Wayne Johnson gets by Alain Bergeron.
Yeah, Johnson, the only car in the top 5 running the top side right now. Brooke Tatnell has made up a couple spots in the 19 already.
Well, the leader's going to catch lap traffic here in the next lap or 2, as the first car will be the doctor, Steve Collins, in front of the leader, Shane Stewart.
Traffic invariably decides these races every year, and Stewart on the bottom side, right where Collins is running, and Stewart's going to have to maneuver a bit around Collins, and Poirier might be gaining a little bit now.
Yeah, Poirier staying right there in check with the leader, Shane Stewart. Dylan Swiernick doing the exact same thing, as is Mikey Krutchka. And look at Wayne Johnson. He and Robbie Stillwagon, the two cars way up on the outside, trying to find some gaining ground on the leaders.
Stewart's fastest lap of the race, under 14 seconds. His last lap of 15.8, so definitely got slowed down in the traffic.
Steve Poirier worked to the outside that lap. Now he'll go back to the bottom. He's got the leader right there in his sights as they are in heavy traffic. They work by Kyle Patrick and Jared Horseman.
Dylan Swiernick and Mikey Krutchka are reeling in the 28 of Poirier now. Swiernick right to the tail end of the 28 FM.
Shane Stewart dicing through this lap traffic. Poirier sneaks by the Tilbury Tornado. Now he dives in on Tom Hoopinen, gets by that lap car, troubles for the Joyceville Jet as he pulls it down to the infield.
So Wilson will be done for the night. Stewart still out front. He's got Ryan Rule and Jared Horseman between him and second place Poirier. And here comes Wayne Johnson working on fourth and third at the same time with Swiernick and Krutchka.
Yeah, he's got something good hooked up on the high side, trying to catch the 7C of Dylan Swiernick. Now Mikey Krutchka moving up a lane. He'll go 3 wide out of the second corner and get through the 2-lap cars.
Robbie Stillwagon is going to see the 22H of Hannigan get by him, and now Hannigan will go to work on the 8B of Bergeron.
The leader, Shane Stewart, has gotten now a straightaway advantage on second place. Steve Poirier, Dylan Swiernick right there challenging for second, and here comes Wayne Johnson on the outside. Oh! Wow. There's a contact between Johnson. He gets it to Krutchka, hits the wall hard in corner number 1. Scary crash. Wow. That started contact with Dylan Swiernick. Wayne Johnson involved his car in a heap down in corner number 1. Mikey Krutchka is out of the car.
Greg, I've not seen a car damaged like the 01 here, Mikey Krutchka. It is short about 3 feet on the left side. He is out of the car. Okay, that's the main thing down here, but a very dejected Mikey was into 5th place. Wayne Johnson got together right in front of him, and it all went away.
Wayne Johnson is out of the car down there as well.
Mike, you were in the right spot at the right went, but you're all right, man. This car is shortened by 3 feet. That is the main thing, dude. Horrific crash here in the infield. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I thought we had a good shot to make some money here today, and I don't know what those guys were doing, but I just had nowhere to go. You know, it was just done, and glad those safer barriers are there. Moved the blocks back a little bit, and as soon as I hit them, I had no steering, and it was just kind of wide open, and I don't know. I would really like to take this home or tonight in one piece to have something to solicit sponsors and stuff with over the fall, but I don't know. We'll see what's up. We'll see where we're at over the winter, and I'm all right, so that's all good, I guess.
How about it, folks? Mike Krutchka put on a show many nights here this year, and man, this one is absolutely destroyed. Concerns about the motor have been pushed back about 3 feet. We get over here and find out what's going on with Wayne Johnson.
So they get the 77X of Wayne Johnson hooked up. Mikey Krutchka on the hook. And there will be a DQ for the 77X for having a crew member on the track, and that was specifically mentioned in the drivers' meeting multiple times. No crew members on the track. They were in violation of that rule.
Greg, really a worst case scenario there. Steve Poirier, not sure if some of you guys saw that, was coming off a 2, and that car did not handle at all coming off the 4th corner. It pushed right up the racetrack, got into made Dylan Swernick stop. That the 77X of Wayne Johnson rode over the right rear tire. That broke his front end, and he came left right in front of Mikey Krutchka, who had nowhere to go. And boy, that wall is curved just a little bit so you don't hit it at the edge of it, and I think that helped him absorb some of the contact a little bit. Of course, the car taking the brunt of it, but thankfully, Mikey is okay, because that was a brutal hit.
And it was scary to see the throttle hung open at the end, because
absolutely.
your first thought is
Yes.
the driver's not
Yes.
conscious in the
Yes.
car, but it was good to see Mikey get out. And what was such a phenomenal season, he has nothing to hang his head about. It was a matter of circumstance here for him. 2 wins on the season, phenomenal year for Mikey Krutchka, and a shame to see his car go on the hook. And you see the extent of the damage on the 77X of Wayne Johnson as well.
Now, I got to tell you guys, you got to see the 01 of Mikey's car. It is probably the most horrific sprint car crash I've seen as far as the damage. This car is pushed back feet right into the engine bay on the 01. Shocked to see Mike move away. Johnson with all kinds of damage on his car as well. But man, if you're a 01 fan like Mom's up in the stands, you got to be thinking they're crashing right in front of them. This is great. We're going to make a couple spots, and he got hung up in it. So tough break. That car is definitely damaged.
19. 5th is Alain Bergeron in the 8B.
Green flag back in the air. Shane Stewart hauls the mail down into corner number 1. The lap cars right there between he and second place Steve Poirier. 3 cars in total. Cook, Rule, and Horseman.
Poirier splits Rule and Horstman, and he will try to go after Jeff Cook, but Horstman strong on the top side. Back behind them, Bergeron had a problem and has fallen way back.
And he cut right down in front of traffic. The 8B has definitely some sort of problem there as he continues to go through the field.
Poirier still has not been able to get by the 17 of Horstman, so Stewart really making some ground up in the lead. Poirier now gets around Horstman and around the 10 of Jeff Cook and into clear track.
So Poirier now trying to gain some ground on the leader, Shane Stewart, who will be catching lap traffic in about 3 or 4 laps time.
And the yellow flag out. Jamie Collard with a problem on the front end of the 7X. Brian Howland being told over the radio he's got a flat tire or a tire going flat. But it's Jamie Collard in the 7X who started in the top 10 of this race and will try to go to the work area here to work on the front end of the 7X. It looks like both sides of the front end of that car are bent up, and so they're going to have some suspension parts to work on there.
Rich, off air, you said Poirier needs a yellow flag right now.
I said it 1 second before it happened. He lapped the cars he needed to. He gets the caution where he needs it. And you see Dylan Swernick going, come on, Jeff, just move back. But
Tour around, and you've got experienced drivers that are used to winning, running at the front. So when you start lapping guys like that, man, it makes it even tougher to pass than on a regular feature event.
So white flag out, Jamie Collard and crew choosing not to go to the work area. They will be done for the night. Too much damage on the 7X. So Shane Stewart, the leader in the 3G. Second, it's 28 FM of Steve Poirier. He's got 2 lap cars between himself and third place Dylan Swernick in the 7C. Then another lap car before you get to the 4th place car of Brooke Tatnell. And then 5th right now, Robbie Stillwagon in the 89.
Shane Stewart gets on the loud pedal. We're back at it. Single file past the cone, and Stewart gets a great start on Poirier.
Yeah, good start there. And Jeff Cook, faster through 1 and 2 than Poirier was, almost made up a spot in his quest to get back on the lead lap.
Dylan Swernick looking great right now in the 3rd position, trying to get by the lap traffic as well. He's down to the inside of Jared Horseman in the 17.
And Swernick slides up in front of Horseman to put him behind him, but Horseman on the top side has been pretty quick. Meanwhile, up front, Stewart picking him up and putting down, and Sean Donath will take it to the pit area.
So Shane Stewart continues to command this one. Coming down to the cross flag, Stewart your leader. Steve Poirier in second, Dylan Swiernick third. The top three are cleared of lap traffic. Then you've got the lap car of Jeff Cook, Brooke Tatnell sitting in fourth. And then fifth place, Robbie Stillwagon, another lap car behind Tatnell.
Tatnell trying to get to the inside of Jeff Cook, and this is about as good as we've seen Tatnell run all weekend long. That right rear looking a little soft on the black 19 though.
The leader catching the lap car of Kevin Ward Jr. Steve Poirier still about a straightaway back in the 28, but we'll see if lap traffic is what the Fireball needs to catch the leader.
So Stewart working through heavy traffic now, just getting to the start of that. Jessica Zemkin, Kyle Patrick, and Scott Kruder running different lanes in front of him, and Poirier maybe catching up just a bit.
Yeah, Stewart really lost a lot of ground that time by trying to get around Zemkin and Patrick. He'll go through the center, trying to get by now the straight shooter Scott Kruder down into corner number 1. 22 laps in.
Jason Barney has started to pick up the pace here, started 11th, up in fighting for a top 5 spot now. And keep an eye on that driver of the 87, gets around Brooke Tatnell now.
2 lap cars between the top two, Shane Stewart, and you've got Scott Kruder, Jessica Zemkin in between the leader, and Steve Poirier in second.
Poirier hard into turn 3 that time, slides up in front of Kruder to put him back a lap behind Poirier, and Stewart now had trouble getting around Jim Hoopinen.
There's smoke coming out of the car into corner 1. It does it again up in corner number 3.
Yeah, definite smoke out of the left side of that engine. And now they're running 3 wide, 4 wide lap cars in front of them too.
Interesting deal going on here. Steve Poirier closing the gap a little bit. The leader down to the inside of Steve Collins. Next, he'll catch Dustin Daggett in the 2M.
Boy, that is a tough bunch of lap cars right there. A bunch of feature winners in that group, and they're 3 wide in front of him. Stewart goes to the inside of Brian Howland now.
Wow, there might have been a little contact, not sure, between Brian Howland and the leader, Shane Stewart. Nonetheless, Stewart continues to command this one, 27 laps into it.
More smoke now out of the 3G, and Poirier went to the top side there trying to gain some momentum, couldn't get it done that time. Now Barney up to third around Dylan Swiernick.
Yeah, what a run by Jason Barney up to the 3rd position. He was so good here back in June, winning the Patriot Sprint Tour versus the Corpac Showdown, and he's worked his way into a podium finish at this point.
Well, the lap traffic has slowed down Shane Stewart, but it's also slowed down Steve Poirier almost equally. Poirier with some clear track in front of him now, but Stewart has gotten around the bulk of that traffic as well.
The leader continues to smoke, but we have seen no drop in horsepower for the 3G, obviously not affecting him. As he comes down across the stripe, completes lap number 30. 5 more trips around. He won the Burger Barn Northern Summer Nationals. Now he's going for the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals.
Yeah, Jason Barney has caught up to Steve Poirier now, and Barney going to go for second after starting 11th, as Stewart with a full straightaway lead over second place now.
Shane Stewart continuing to smoke with 4 laps to go, and Jason Barney now putting the heat on Steve Poirier, looking for the runner-up position. Man, if there were a yellow flag, Barney might have something for the leader.
Yeah, Barney's got to get around Steve Poirier first, though, and Poirier strong up there as they work on some more traffic.
Shane Stewart works through corner number 3 and off of corner 4, this time by 2 laps to go for leader Shane Stewart.
So Stewart looking for his 3rd career Canadian Sprint Car Nationals feature win, has lapped all the way up into the top 10 now, as Stillwagon running 9th in the 89.
Across the stripe, the white flag is out one more time around. Shane Stewart to the inside of Robbie Stillwagon. Half a lap to go. He'll work it through 3. And off of corner 4 for the final time, the 9th annual Canadian Sprint Car Nationals winner, Shane Stewart.
Steve Poirier second at the line, Jason Barney third. Then it's Dylan Swiernick, and Randy Hannigan recovers and gets a top 5. Behind Hannigan, Chuck Hebing, Brooke Tatnell, Brad Lauriette, Robbie Stillwagon.
The leader, Shane Stewart, had a flat left front on the 3G, but grabs the win, and he is now the winningest Stewart at Ohsweken Speedway, getting his 4th win. 3 in the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals, 1 in the Burger Barn Northern Summer Nationals. So Shane Stewart ties it up. He and
Yeah.
Steve Poirier each have 3 wins in the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals. The 10th annual should be a barn burner. Tremendous fireworks going on up in corners 3 and 4. We'll get the top 3 down in Clot Synthetic Lubricants Canada victory lane.
Only 9 cars on the lead lap, guys.
The winner headed to the scales, waiting on his return. For those of you heading out, thank you so much for being a part of the 9th Annual Canadian Sprint Car Nationals. We hope to see you back next season. Stay logged on to www.ohswekenspeedway.com for our 2014 schedule. All our special events will be announced in the month of January. And if you are on your way to the car and you want to hear the post-race interviews, 88.1 FM in your car. Just waiting on the winner.
Got to clear those scales.
Got to clear the scales. He passed. He made weight. Shane Stewart is officially the winner of the 9th Annual Canadian Sprint Car Nationals presented by Aero Express. So Steve Poirier, top Canadian. Again, he's had that a number of times as well.
7 now out of 9 years, yeah.
Just so good here at this track. And last night, didn't look like he had his A game, but man, he turned up the wick tonight when all the money was on the line.
For Shane Stewart, his 10th win of the season, which is something like 120 wins. His 7th win here, believe it or not. Ties him with Rick Wilson for 5th all time, and he's only been here 13 times. Amazing.
So up in corner 3, there you see the winner getting pushed down to Clot Synthetic Lubricants Canada victory lane. $12,000 to the winner. He was the first one to grab a guaranteed starting spot. He's the first one to victory lane. So we will send it down trackside now with Tommy Gooch, Clinton Jeffrey with our top 3. As Shane Stewart climbs out of the car, he's up on the top wing. Let's hear it for tonight's winner, Shane Stewart.
Well, he will work his way around the 3G All-Star Performance car, and as you mentioned, flat left front on the car as he comes around to the finish. How about it, folks? A big Ohsweken Clot Synthetic victory lane welcome for our winner, Shane Stewart.
So Shane's got the big trophy, 3rd time to match Steve Poirier, and Poirier came over here and congratulated you. A driver from Quebec, a driver from Oklahoma, winning the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals 3 times, and he pushed you pretty hard early on in that race, didn't he?
Yeah, Steve's exceptionally good here. We had to make some wholesale changes after that dash. I actually thought that they were going to call the start back, and they always do a good job here. But just got to thank all these fans for coming out. I know it's been cold the last couple of days, but just can't say enough for all the guys that work hard on this race car. Joe and Tim and Cindy, they work hard, and we have a good time outside of the race car. And it shows when we come to the racetrack. We're always having we just work good together. And just can't thank John Cool with Cool Chassis. Of course, everyone at Gertie Engines, XYZ Machining. SST Shocks. Eric has probably got the most shocks in this field this weekend. He does a great job. And Hoosier Tires, All-Star Performance. Just can't thank everybody enough that works hard for me it's a joy to always drive this car. It's always been fast. We've been knocking on the door to win some really big races this year, and just bad luck has kind of fell in our lap. And tonight, Lord willing, we were able to keep my nose clean. I actually got against the wall there trying to get around some lap cars, and I figured something was going on because I about spun out the last 2 laps, and just fortunate to finish.
Yeah, we see the left front tire flat on this car, and also we saw a little bit of smoke out of the engine there towards the end of the race. Had to wonder what was going on with that, but a strong engine under the hood held together for you.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Joe and all the guys that work hard to gear the engines, they do a good job for us, and I'm just glad to finally get a big win for these guys. And we honestly should have probably had 3 outlaw wins this year, and just didn't work out for us, and I'm just glad to be here in Victory Lane.
There he is, Shane Stewart, 3 times the winner of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals.
I got Steve Poirier here. Steve, close but not quite. You still got to be pretty pleased with second tonight. Decent payday, just couldn't quite get around Shane Stewart tonight.
Yeah, finishing to second to Shane Stewart, there's nothing to be shy of. I'm pretty proud of that. We were always running good here. I thought after the dash that we might be able to race with him. Right away at the start, the car, we changed a little bit the car. We thought the track with the bite it was on it that would be good. I was not quite comfortable right from the beginning. We thought maybe I thought maybe later in the race it might come back. But I was just a second car tonight.
What happened on the front straightaway here with yourself and Wayne Johnson and got tangled up at the start of the race?
Oh, honestly, I didn't know. I didn't feel anything or I didn't realize anything.
Well, quite an accident down here. Poirier comes across in second. What a great run for you, Steve. Better luck next year to get back to the top.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Thanks to all the fans here and nice crowd.
There you have it, the Fireball. Steve Poirier comes in second. We'll send Tommy over for third place with Jason Barney.
Well, Jason, I think if you got a caution there at the end of that race, you might have had something for them. You were coming, started 11th, and when I saw you pass Brooke Tatnall, I thought he might have a shot at winning this thing, and you come up third place tonight. Pretty good finish for you.
Yeah, it is. We're happy. This is really one of our favorite places we like to come, and we feel we have good stuff here. But we came with a plan and kind of stuck to it, and I'm glad we did. We hemmed and hawed on changing stuff and going back and forth, but we had a great weekend. We couldn't ask for any better. Just really needed to win that heat race and kind of set ourselves in a hole being too fast in the time trial format. But it was good. You just got to be as good as you can on it anytime you're on the racetrack, and we worked on it. My guys just gave me a great race car all weekend, and it wasn't easy to drive at times, but it was fast when it wasn't the easiest. So we're happy to run top 3, and it's been a few years since we've been on the front stretch. And anytime with these 2 guys, we must be doing something right.
There is Jason Barney, third place tonight. A feature winner back here in June this year. Puts your hands together for the third place driver tonight.
So that will conclude our 9th annual Canadian Sprint Car Nationals, brought to you by Aero Express, and it also brings to a close our 2013 season. We would like to thank you, the fans, for making it one of the best of all time here, and record crowds here for our major events. We thank you very much for your support, and we look forward to having you back here in 2014 again. Stay logged on to www.ohswekenspeedway.com for all the latest news and our 2014 schedule as it is made available. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and stay connected with us during those long winter months. We hope you all have a safe winter, and we want to see you back here in the spring of 2014. So on behalf of the Stiers family, all of our staff, our officials, safety crew, all of the support staff that help run the show each and every night here at Ohsweken Speedway, and on behalf of my co-announcers here tonight, Rich Fleck, Tommy Gooch, Clinton Jeffrey, my name is Greg Kellnan, saying so long for 2013, and we'll see you here next season.
Right behind the speaker.